In today's Executive Insights, we are going to talk about a highly evolving industry in the world, which almost touches every day and everything in our life. It's logistics and freight forwarding. Today, to speak about, we have one of the young professionals in Sri Lanka in the freight forwarding industry, Sujan Malawana, who is the Commercial Director for Sea and Air Freight of Speedmark Transportation Lanka Private Limited. Hi, Sujan.
Hi, Shivi. Thank you so much for having me today.
Sujan, most of the people, when they hear about the word air freight, sea freight, and all those things, they think about couriering some parcel from one place to another, probably one country to another. Is that all?
Actually, it's not. It's much more than that. I think when the business first started, freight forwarding and logistics, it was about taking a parcel from point A to point B, and then it started domestically and it's grown internationally. So logistics and freight forwarding is basically the field evolving transportation of goods from one country to another, and the freight forwarders and the logistics providers and the supply chain management partners assist with that process in terms of transportation in 4 modes, which is ocean freight, air freight, rail freight, and road freight, and then bringing it all together in a highly technical IT system which connects all those modes so that that data can be at the fingertips of customers. So
Oh, wow.
it is not as simple as
As you think.
we think. Yes, correct.
Do you always want to be in this industry, Sujan? Tell me a little bit about yourself and how did you get into this?
So I this is my 19th year in the business, by the way.
Okay.
For me, it was always I was always part of this. This is our family business, and as from a very young age, when the company first started, we never had a warehouse of our own. So we were living in a rented house, and the rented house was used as a warehouse. So myself and my younger brother, we used to come home after school, and we used to find it quite fun to unload
The boxes, cartons.
corrugated carton boxes. There was cartons everywhere, except for the kitchen, the bedroom, and the toilet. You think that was fun until everything in the house started smelling like corrugated cartons. But yeah. So then, since then, I've seen it. So I've always thought that I've always wanted to be something in the shipping industry. If I wasn't in supply chain management, I would definitely be involved in either.
So you didn't have anything else in your mind? It's always this shipping and freight forwarding industry that you always want to get in?
Yes, I mean that's because I've seen that as an influence. I've always wanted to be in some sort of capacity in the aviation and shipping industry. So I would either ended up being on a shipping line or on an airline. And then this is great because I get to work with both of them.
Best of the both worlds.
Best of both worlds, yes.
Sujan, you have seen from almost like 19 years in the industry, you have seen those days about freight forwarding and right now, and probably you have a good idea about how this industry is moving forward. Thinking in that angle, what skills do you think are crucial to survive and thrive in this industry?
I think for a person who's entering the industry, academic skills as well as experience is very important. I think I would give it, if I was asked to give it a percentage, I would say 60-40, 40% academic skills and 60% experience.
Okay.
Because you need the academic skills for the technical aspect of this, and then you need also work experience and industry knowledge to navigate the complexities of the industry, because the industry deals with everything from commercial goods to pharmaceuticals to live animals to dangerous goods, as in chemicals, right?
Oh, wow.
So it requires a very vast pool of knowledge which cannot be only obtained from an academic qualification.
So, I mean, just to hearing you saying that, some people say, right, our national curriculum that we have, and we sometimes study this history, geography, and science sometimes. Maybe the maths and science are very important, but not the other subject. There is this notion. But hearing you say, how important these subjects that we study in school for your industry?
I think logistics, freight forwarding, and supply chain management is one of the few fields that the school curriculum you use all the subjects that you study.
Oh wow!
Right. So I mean, just the top of my mind, if you're doing international business in logistics, you need a good knowledge of your geography. You need a good knowledge of your history of various countries, because how the rules and regulations, the shipping rules and regulations have changed and how it has evolved. So you need that knowledge in your day-to-day working life. You need your mathematical skills to calculate your weights and volumes of the shipments. You require your scientific knowledge that you have learned in order to know which chemicals can be sent, which chemicals cannot be sent.
So nothing is wasted?
Nothing is wasted, actually.
Okay.
This field, I can guarantee that you will use everything.
So in terms of qualifications, now we spoke about a little bit of a national curriculum and what we use in Sri Lankan context. When you go to higher studies, how do those qualification works? Do we have enough curriculums in Sri Lanka to support that, or do we have to go overseas? Or I know now everything is online, you can actually obtain. But what's your take on that? If someone wants to study in Sri Lanka, for example, do you, in this particular field, because it's mostly unknown until you basically get into that field, what are the options available?
I mean, that's a very interesting question, because I think there's this constant battle among Sri Lankans as to whether a qualification should be obtained locally or internationally. For me, I'm a bit of a hybrid in that sense. I've been here, I've been doing, up until O-levels, I was doing the local syllabus, then I did my London A-levels, then I went to the UK to do my double degree and my master's. So I've had a mix of both and a hybrid of that sense, right? So I believe that both are relevant, because I think the Sri Lankan education system sort of makes you, you get to know everything that you want to know, and also the things that you don't want to know as well. And then the overseas education system is also important to expand your mind, to specialize in your subject area. So I think both are very relevant. So in terms of the local curriculum, I am part of the Sri Lanka Logistics and Freight Forwarders Association, the executive committee, better known as SLFFA.
SLFFA, okay.
So SLFFA has a training arm called AITT, which offers excellent training courses locally, and both at a foundation, certificate and diploma level. So if anybody is looking into coming into this field, that is something which the freight forwarders as an association.
So we have it here.
We have it here. So I mean, the diploma is offered by FIATA, which is almost equal to a degree program.
So we spoke about qualifications. In terms of trainings also, you mentioned about they have excellent programs and all we have locally available. So in terms of skills, soft skills, what are the skills crucial to survive in this freight forwarding industry?
Apart from academic skills, I think the supply chain industry is turning into a highly AI or artificial intelligence driven industry.
Really?
Where things like demand forecasting, warehouse management, data collections are all automated through AI. So I think it's very relevant for people coming in to have knowledge of using AI in this field. Because as they say, artificial intelligence will not replace you, but someone using artificial intelligence will. So it's important that you have a very good knowledge of AI because it is relevant for the coming years.
Interesting. So looking back, is there anything that you would have done differently in terms of career choices or in terms of industry choices or how you work in this industry?
It's the interesting question, isn't it? If you had a time machine, would you go back and change something? I would try to keep my hair if it was possible, but since it is not possible, I would say no, I wouldn't change anything actually. I think that a lot of people
some people like I have done these mistakes in this industry. Would have chosen a different field sometimes. That kind of a regrets. Do you have any?
No, because I think that if you have made certain mistakes, it is a bunch of mistakes is called experience. So for me, I feel that was very relevant for my growth and also
So you
working for the
will-
company's growth as well. So I believe no, I wouldn't change anything
Yeah.
because that leads to you growing as a person.
Great. So, in terms of continuous learning, since you have been evolved so much and you wouldn't have changed a thing, so you would have seen so much of a learning in your career. How important these continuous learning, upskilling, or corporate trainings required in this particular field to thrive?
Continuous learning is always important. I believe that your glass should be always half full. Even last month, I did a training in sustainable logistics, right? So I myself believe that there's always room for improvement. There's never an age where you can stop learning, and even in Speedmark Sri Lanka as well, we do many trainings that we do within the company as well. We even did an AI training as well. We've done many.
So you continuously upskill your employees with these kind of trainings.
It's relevant.
So you continuously do upskilling trainings for your employees. So how importantly soft skills are for these employees?
I believe it's very important. On a monthly basis, we do trainings within the staff in
Okay.
order to improve their emotional management, and also for which helps their both professional and personal lives.
For relationship management as well, that helps.
Yes, definitely, because this is a people's business, and if you don't understand yourself, you cannot understand others. So it is very important that, and it's done from everybody from top to bottom, and I am very much for that as well. And so I believe that if you can improve yourself at least 1% monthly, in a year, you would have improved yourself by 12%. And if
Absolutely.
and that would mean that the company has also improved along with the team.
Thank you, Sujan. And that's it in today's episode of Executive Insights. Stay tuned for more updates.